Did you know that nearly 40% of missing children cases involve children from marginalized communities? This staggering statistic underscores the urgent need to address these heartbreaking situations, particularly as we delve into the tragic case of Ziyah Harris. Hello, everyone. I'm Ramera Arlilia, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, then simply welcome. Today, we're shining a light on the heartbreaking case of Ziyah Harris, a vibrant young woman who vanished in January of 2024 under deeply disturbing circumstances. Her story is not just a statistic, it is a painful reminder of the vulnerabilities that many children face. For children like Ziyah, particularly in marginalized communities, their cases often face unique hurdles. Racial bias, underreporting, and delays in actions frequently plague the Black community, where missing children do not receive the same immediate media coverage or law enforcement attention as their peers. Additionally, there is a concerning culture of silence around abuse. Situations that should raise alarms are often dismissed. For instance, when an adult male picks up a teenage girl from school, it can be normalized as a relationship with her peers rather than seen as a potential threat. Let's not discount the teachers who are reported yearly for having inappropriate relationships with male students. In Ziyah's case, her path crossed with Jarvis Butts because he was in a relationship with her aunt and they had children together. Over time, Butts groomed Ziyah, a predator manipulating her for over 2 years. What is even more disturbing is that he sent inappropriate text messages to Ziyah as early as 2022, and evidence shows she replied back with explicit photos. This grooming went unchecked, and despite Ziyah's great aunt, Janelle Smith Holland, contacting Child Protective Services multiple times with concerns about Jarvis, nothing was done. She expressed frustration, saying there were multiple opportunities to save her life. CPS's lack of action raises serious questions, especially since Butts was a registered sex offender and was around children. Additionally, evidence suggests that Ziyah was pregnant, and Butts had conducted disturbing internet searches related to terminating the pregnancy because he was assumingly the father. Tupac Shakur's 1991 song, Brenda's Got a Baby, highlighted the vulnerabilities of young girls in similar situations, facing abuse, exploitation, and being failed by the system meant to protect them. Just as in Brenda's case, Ziyah's circumstances reflect the tragic consequences of neglecting young girls at risk. As I've stated, that song was released over 30 years ago, and we're still doing the same thing. Prosecutor Kim Worthy noted that Ziyah was reported missing by her grandmother to the Detroit Public Schools Community District Police on January 9th. However, the case wasn't turned over to the Detroit Police Department until February 13th, leaving a critical window of time lost. This delay raises significant questions. Why was there no immediate action taken by school authorities? What protocols were in place to escalate a missing child report? The critical lapse in communication could have far reaching implications for investigations, potentially hindering the search for our most vulnerable. Detroit Police Chief James White expressed a heartfelt desire to have received the case earlier, stating he didn't know if the outcome would have been different, but acknowledged they might have had an opportunity to recover more evidence. He emphasizes that the evidence they currently have in the case is strong, instilling a glimmer of hope amid the tragedy. Ziyah was last seen getting off a school bus near her home in Detroit on January 9th. She had her hair styled in two braided puffballs and wore a white sweater, a colorful Rugrats puffy jacket, light blue jeans, and Nike shoes. an outfit that showcased her youthful spirit. Video footage captured her boarding the school bus and later exiting the school in the same clothes, providing a heartbreaking reminder of her last known moments. On that fateful day, Nazaya used the DPS issued tablet to communicate, even sending a message to Jarvis indicating they would meet up after school. She was seen with Butts and a co-worker at an auto repair shop where Butts' sister also spotted them. That evening, Butts checked into a motel and tragically, Nazaya was never seen again. After Butts checked into the motel, her whereabouts remain a mystery. The investigation into her disappearance didn't shift into high gear until a few weeks later when the Detroit Police Department took over. This significant delay not only frustrated her family, but could have impeded the gathering of critical early evidence. During the investigation transition to the Detroit Police Department, it led to extensive searches across various locations in the city, including the Rogue River area, where tips had pointed. Michigan State Police even searched a pond in Clinton Township. The community and law enforcement efforts were remarkable, with support from 13 local, state, and federal partners, all united in the search for Nazaya. During these searches, they found the Nike shoes I mentioned, but no sign of Nazaya. They found some of the clothes I described that she was last seen in, and they were damaged, suggesting signs of a struggle. On September 26th, Wayne County prosecutor Kim Worthy announced that Jarvis Butts, 41, was charged with Nazaya's murder.
That case involves the missing 13-year-old Ziyah Harris. Ziyah went missing on January 9th in 2024 after last being seen alive with Jarvis Butts. Mr. Butts is a serial child rapist and murderer. The evidence will show that Jarvis Butts has been sexually assaulting Ziyah Harris since at least the fall of 2022, and that Ziyah Harris was pregnant with Jarvis Butts' child on January 9th of 2024, and that Mr. Butts was aware of this pregnancy. Jarvis Butts was supposed to turn himself in on January 9th of 2024 to serve a year-long sentence for CCW. The date ultimately got moved to February 7th of 2024, allowing him the opportunity and time to take care of his Ziyah Harris problem. And that's exactly what Mr. Butts did. While Ziyah Harris's body has still not been found, the evidence recovered points to only one devastating outcome.
She also mentioned charges involving other victims, illuminating the history of Butts as a known predator.
The case ending in 619, that is a criminal sexual conduct in the first degree with added charges of criminal sexual conduct in the second degree. That is for Mr. Butts' biological daughter, and she was around 8 or 9 when the touchings first started happening, and 10 when she was penetrated.
Worthy described him as a classic and expert groomer and pedophile, highlighting the gravity of his actions.
As it relates to case ending in 618, that is one count of criminal sexual conduct in the second degree. He does have the second offense notice on that, along with the habitual fourth offense, mandatory 25. That case is for the sexual assault of a 4-year-old minor. She was 4 years old at the time. And she was the daughter of one of Mr. Butts' girlfriends at the time, and we believe her to have contracted chlamydia.
Notably, Butts has a previous conviction for third-degree criminal sexual conduct from 2005, reinforcing the systematic failures that allowed this to happen. Nazaya's father, Mervyn Jennings, passed away over the summer after months of searching for his daughter. His friend, Detroit Police Commissioner for District 1, Tamara Liberty Smith, shared that Jennings literally died of a broken heart, having searched tirelessly while battling his own health issues. Unfortunately, he had congestive heart failure, was already sick, and got sicker going out looking for her. The impact of Nazaya's case resonates deeply, especially consider the ongoing struggles many children face in marginalized communities. Her father's tragic passing serves as a poignant reminder of the emotional toll on families desperately searching for their missing loved ones. As we reflect on Ziyah's story, we can only hope that her case inspires systematic changes within our justice system, ensuring that missing children receive the immediate attention and urgency they deserve. Prosecutor Kim Worthy herself noted that the investigation could have moved forward faster if the school district had turned the case over sooner. I still feel that pressure needs to be applied on CPS because what were your findings to where she was not taken away from his predatory hands? How did you not come to the conclusion that this child was in danger knowing that he had prior offenses? I believe Naziah was failed on multiple levels. I can't imagine, and I am going to try my hardest not to judge, but how is it that someone has an ongoing relationship with someone who is a registered sex offender? That is public information, especially if you're having children around this person, if you're having children with this person. I didn't find anything about them possibly living together, but literally being a registered sex offender means you have to register as a sex offender. So your address is also public to alert the community. And let's play devil's advocate and say that she possibly didn't know of his criminal past. Was there any red flags when he was around the niece? Was there a look, a touch, a comment that raised the hairs on the back of your neck? If you looked at his social media from 2015, that too was alarming. And the only reason why he was currently in custody was unrelated to Naziah. It's because he had two other prior charges pending against him for two other separate cases of sexually related misconduct with someone under the age of 13. When those charges came, was it then that maybe alarm bells went off and was like, I also haven't seen my 13-year-old niece? I'm not blaming the aunt, trust me. But I'm just curious how there was so many times that this slipped through the hands of those around her. And I'm really fucking curious about CPS. I don't even know if that's something that can be released, but I want to read those documents. If someone is reporting that they are concerned about a child around a sex offender, how did that go on for 2 years? At that point, with text messages alone, you could have found something. So we have the slip through the grasp, possibly from the aunt. You have it also from Child Protective Services. And then you have the school district waiting over a month to notify local authorities while this child was being abused from the age of 11. I'm disgusted. And I'm curious about your consciences. And now that I have gotten that off of my chest, I encourage you to share your thoughts on the case of Naziah Harris in the comments below. There is also a Facebook page that went from searching for Naziah to now finding justice for Naziah. I will link that Facebook page in the comments below. I'm pretty sure there will be a GoFundMe soon to continue the search efforts because we have a case without a body. But while you're here, let's keep this discussion alive in the comments. Together we can ensure that her story and the stories of countless others lead to a meaningful change. Together we can work towards making sure that every child's life is valued and protected. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content, especially for updates on Naziah's case and unfortunately for updates on others. Until next time, self-care and stay safe.